Welcome to Inside the Box, the channel that takes you out of the real world and puts you into the world of imagination. Every week, we dive deep into anything media. That means TV shows, movies, anime, and comic books. Whether you love the show Angel or you're a fan of Snowfall, we've got you covered. This is a place to break free from the outside world and look at the world inside the box. Let's get started. I'm your host, Cody.
And I'm your host, Mac, baby.
All right, what we got today for our box battles last week, we talked about bringing back some shows, movies, and animes that deserve to be remade. Last week we did sequels, something that we think that deserves another chance. This one is, we think it just should be redone because it had a good idea, just a bad execution. So, without further ado, Mac, what you got for your anime?
I'm just going to hit you with one because I have a couple. I'm going to hit with the top of my list. That's Gotta High School. Gotta High School. First season. Horrible. I was so scared that they were going to mess up Solo Leveling when they announced it because I was like, they did so bad with Gotta High School in the sense that it felt like they rushed everything. They skipped over the storyline. Don't get me wrong. Some of the hand-to-hand, like, fighting, combating stuff was, it was cool. But reading, like, the webtoon, it was just like, I felt like they went so fast. And then I just felt like they didn't show any of the connections of it and everything that was going on. It was just like, fighting. Oh, this is a story. It's like, whoa, hold up. We went way too fast. So I hope and wish that maybe one day another studio takes a chance. They do a remake, and we just get something special out of it. You know,
it deserves it, honestly. Yeah, it really does.
That's
the fight scenes were good. It was just the story was so rushed.
Yes. Oh
and
my gosh.
The ending of the season, you're like, why would you end the season here? Yeah. And you took it. And you're like, okay, smashed the entirety of like part one of the story into season one. You're like, whoa, you skipped so much.
I know they did so bad with it because Tower of God got a second season, and so many people were so mad with God of High School that they just like, we're not even going to try. And it's just like, just do a remake. Just do a remake.
Yeah,
we deserve it.
Yeah.
What's your anime though? Before I go on off on rant.
Do you have any more honorable mentions? Because I have a couple honorable mentions.
I will say season 2 of Blue Lock. Just season 2. You don't have to redo the whole. Just season 2. That was horrendous. It was horrible. And then one, because everybody says the manga got better, but when it started off, it was horrible. So I don't know. It might get better, but that's Boruto. Boruto, when it started off, was horrible. So many people were like, what is this? Yeah.
It's just the story, because I read Boruto for the manga, and the manga is actually really good. And, well, once they got past, because they made the movie, and then the manga started with the movie, and the anime started with the movie, so there's 3 renditions of the movie, and then the anime and the manga are on the same timeline, so they started making filler. So Boruto, the anime, is actually 80% filler, which is terrible to even think about. So I think doing that, if they just made it for what it is right now they're already time skipped into what's called Blue Vortex, and that's where they get older, kind of like how they did Shippuden, and that's still phenomenal. But it needs, I don't think Boruto anime should come out for another maybe 2 to 3 years. They should give the manga that much time to get ahead. But that's my opinion. 2 of my honorable mentions are also sequels, and that's Promised Neverland season 2. Season 1, phenomenal. Season 2, just don't even pretend like it doesn't exist. And then same thing, Tokyo Ghoul RE, which was, the manga is really good, but the way they did the anime was just terrible.
Yeah, I didn't even finish that one.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I read the manga and I was like, oh wow, I'm so glad I gave this a chance, because the anime does not do this justice. And speaking of the anime not doing it justice, I got 2. I couldn't decide on one, so I got 2.
I feel like
the first one you could probably already guess. The beginning after the end. It's still airing. I haven't seen past episode 2. And the fact that it's still airing, I haven't seen past episode 2, is criminal because the manga is written by an English, like a American person, written in English. It has so much potential. For me, it has more potential than God of War, more potential than Tower of God, and they butchered it. And they massacred him, and it's sad to even see. And I know that it's going to take, I don't even know how long before we even might get another rendition, but one that does have hope, and I hope gets a complete redo, is the Berserk anime. Because Berserk is one of those mangas that people will buy stacks volumes of, like, boom, 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 to keep because they love the manga so much. There's two different animes. One back in the day, which was actually not bad. People said they enjoyed it, and then another one, I think from 2013, where it's more CGI. I was back in the age where they started like making a lot of animes 3D, and it just wasn't good. And so some people were upset about that. So my main pick, I would say, is probably Berserk because it deserves it the most because it's been going on for so long
Yeah.
and it has such a fan base, but not enough justice when it comes to the anime.
Understandable. I feel you on that.
Yeah. What about TV shows? What you got?
All right. So I only got 3 for this one. TV shows were a little hard for me because either I just did not finish it and they just been thrown in the back of my head. So I had to go search a little bit for these. The one, I'm just going to tell one of them that I feel like is just so old and it got redone as a movie. But I would love to see a remake of the old TV show as a TV show now because I feel like they'd be able to hit it. And that's 21 Jump Street. So I would just love to see it as a TV show. Like I know we got it as a movie, and that was cool. But knowing that it was a TV show back in the day and how long it went, and how like popular it was, I would love to see one. Just like now, like 3 years of high school, then they go into 3 years of college, something like that. I would love to see it now. My second
I didn't
one
know
is
it
the
was a
brother's
TV
son.
show, honestly.
Yeah, because I believe I could be wrong. Somebody fact check me. I want to say Johnny Depp played in it. And then if you watch the first one, the 21 Jump Street, the ending where the like gangsters, they're like we're cops too. I believe the two that are like the two that are there, they're the original stars or one of the original stars in the old one.
Oh.
Yeah. So I would love just to see it like
Wow.
just modernized as a TV show. I think that
Yeah.
would just be really, really cool. And
Would you
then
put Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill as the main cast still?
I wouldn't put them as like the stars, but I would put them in the 21 Jump Street program. So they could be like an Ice
Oh,
Cube or
okay.
something like that, or they could just be like
Mm.
more undercovers or something like that. And I think
Mm.
that would be really cool. Like, because I feel like they probably wouldn't sign on to be like TV like stars
Yeah,
or
no,
whatever,
I
but
was
like
gonna say
maybe
he
they like
already
sign
with
on to be
them.
like, yeah, like guest stars or something like that and like to come in and out of it. That'd be really, really dope. The Brother's Son, I think it came out last year on Netflix and it was really dope. It got canceled, but it was good. But I see why people didn't like it. And this is one of the ones where it's like I feel like it deserves a remake. To where like if they make a season 2, it would have to change up a lot to where it is just about the brothers and a story of either the older brother staying in America and having this bakery and they get pulled back into the gang life, or both the brothers get together and like they're building their own like empire of their family or something. I just feel like it deserves a remake, and it's just like bring it back, but also just make it about the brothers because it's called The Brother's Son. Then also make the younger brother likable. I did not like him. I was like, Charles is the main guy, and I was like, this dude's character, so many layers, so much development. But the younger brother, I was just like, get him out of here. And then I like Michelle. She was good in it, but again, it felt like it was like kind of like her story and Charles' story, and I'm like, but it's supposed to be the brother's son. Like, well, I should like both the brothers and see it from like both their point of views, type of thing. So I would love a remake of that, or just like a continuation that kind of
Yeah, like
mixes
a
up the lore
sequel.
of season 1 or something like that. Like it's like we have
Mm-hmm.
season 1, it's here, kind of like what Daredevil Reborn Again is doing. It's like
Mm.
just something like that. I would love to see that. And then my one that I'm like, just redo all of it. It was bad. Legacies. Legacies is a spinoff of a spinoff. So Legacies is connected to the Vampire Diaries in the originals. And oh my gosh, to have both of those before you, and then you come out with this. They just need to redo all of it. I'm not saying the actors weren't good. Like Daniela, I want to say like Reese Rose. Cannot remember her. The one that played Hope
Mm.
Michelson. She did good. The other actors, they were okay. But it's just like redo it. Like they messed up the lore. They didn't make her the main character. They didn't make it badass enough. They didn't go into like the deep dark fantasy of it. They didn't even make it like a whole like brother family tie thing to it. Is they just like broke the whole lore and then didn't even make it cool. Like just redo the whole thing. That's I don't even want to. I don't even want to keep talking about it. That's my one though. What you got for TV shows, Cody?
All right, so like you, I some of them are ones that I feel like should just be remade because the time that they were made in, and two of
Mm,
those I picked, and one of them is actually getting a live action. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to live action. I think honestly, just keeping it animated would be great, and that's
mm.
Gargoyles. Gargoyles for me on old
Ooh.
Disney was some. You wake up in the middle of the night and Gargoyles is on. You ain't going back to bed because you're just like,
Yeah.
this show's so good, but
Yeah.
I'm so
It's fire.
tired.
It's
Yeah, so Gargoyles apparently it's getting a
just...
live action. So we'll see how it
Damn.
is.
Have you seen I
Secondary.
Frankenstein? Have you seen I Frankenstein?
The That sounds familiar, but no, I don't think so. I think I was
It's
thinking
like
of iZombie.
it's back in like 2014, and they make the gargoyles
Mm,
look like that.
mm,
Like dope. It
yeah.
could be good.
I'm giving it a try, but I'm just thinking back in the day. I'm like, man, it just works so well. Kind of like remember SWAT Cats? It was another older show, but
Mm,
both of those two, I'm like, those just work really well as like animated TV shows.
mm.
But another one that I feel like could be remade now and also do well is a little bit farther into our childhood is Chaotic. Chaotic
Oh,
was a great concept, great show. I enjoy it. It has multiple seasons. I think it has at least two seasons, and both of them are good. I just would love to see more of it. And
mm,
then those are two I'm like, man, just bring those back. They just need to be like brought back from the dead because they deserve more. Two, I think you should scrap from your memories and be just reintroduced as different projects is Iron Fist. Iron Fist
mm.
was the weakest Defender show that we had on Netflix, but Iron Fist is one of the coolest Defenders that we have in comics. So it's like, why was the show so bad? And its only reason is because they nerfed him so hard because Iron Fist is one of the strongest Marvel characters when it comes to the Defenders. But
Mm.
in the show, they need to make it balanced because everything was mainly about Daredevil. Iron Fist. Not even gonna say anything more on that. Secondly, I don't even think this should just keep the name and then scrap everything else. Gotham Knights. Gotham
Oh my
Knights
gosh.
for one season.
Oh my
Don't even watch it.
gosh.
You can watch a trailer and read the synopsis, and that was enough.
Yeah.
I think
Oh man.
I think the concept is a little like it's fine. Like have like a ward of Batman, maybe like Damian Wayne, not some new character never seen before. Have Harvey Dent's daughter because there's her character already in the comics. Even have like something for like the Joker or a Cobblepot or something like that, and then be let like Dick Grayson be in charge of them, and let them like
Mm.
have something like that, or almost like take Gotham Knights and make it Titans Academy, like where they're like, oh, we need more
Mm.
people in Gotham. This is going on. So Gotham Knights just not good. Not did it brought Batman's lore down, which is terrible. I hate when they do that. One last mention that just needs justice, and I demand it. And I think there might be a movie eventually. And it was a great first season. It got canceled. Just bring it back. Don't change anything. Swamp Thing. Bring back Swamp
Mm.
Thing. Just it was so good. You can't even you have to buy it now. You can't even stream it anywhere because they
That's
don't
how they
even
know it
want you
was
to
good.
know about it. Yeah,
Nah.
they had to gatekeep it from us. So Swamp Thing's my like main like my echelon tier of TV shows. I love all the other. I love Chaotic. I love Gargoyles. I hate Iron Fist and Gotham Knights. But if I had to choose one to bring back, Swamp Thing because they did so well the first time, they deserve another one. Yeah,
I
that's
feel
what I
you.
got. What you got for movies?
All right. I went with three again, and two of them are Erase from your memory and get one. Get another one. One of them is it's because like I feel like the fan base deserves it. I'm gonna go. This is the one I think the fan base deserves. Is I am number 4, and
It's on
the
my list.
books are heavy. The books are good. The fans are waiting for it. Teresa Palmer, I believe, says she's down for another one, and it just I am number 4, man. Like I don't know if it was the main actor guy that was in it. I don't know if it was the writing. It was just one of those movies where it's like it seems like it could be so cool, but something about it's missing. That's what I felt from it. It was like it's so dope, it's so cool, but something's missing. And I'm just like, just redo the whole franchise. You have the books right there, you have the fan base right there. Redo everything, give people what they want. And I think since we've fallen out of like turning books into movies, I feel like they're not going to touch it again because that was in the era of like Hunger Games and Twilight and all that. And I feel like since we're out of that era, it's going to be a minute before we get it. But I mean, who knows? Who knows? So these two are like heavy redos, and I'm gonna go with Aragon. Aragon, I know like the book community was big for it, and like people were ecstatic for it, and like it had like the whole like the chosen one from like the dude having to be like kind of Anakin esque, but the movie was horrible. I watched the movie and I remember being excited because it was fucking dragons and like in this fantasy world and everything. I was just like, what is this? What is this? The movie was so bad that I didn't even want to go read the books. And I'm a pretty avid book reader. It was so bad. I was like, it ruined the books for me. I was like, you need to redo this whole thing just so I can see how cool it's supposed to be for me to go read these books. It was horrible. It was such a disappointment as a kid because I was like, oh, this dragon. And it was just like, it's so cool because like the dragon and the writer's like connection of it being like, you can see through my eyes and I can see. I was like, bruh, they just need to bring back, redo the whole thing, the whole franchise, Bacho thing. It would be awesome. And my last one, I feel like everybody wants a redo of it. Maybe it needs to stay animated. If you do a live action one, it's going to be really hard. You're going to have to get the right director. You're going to have to get the right actors. It's also going to be hard because the creator passed away. This freaking Dragon Ball Evolution. That one was horrible. We don't even. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna talk about it anymore because we don't mention it. But that's it. That's my movie list. What you got,
That
Rose
one
Cody?
doesn't even need to be in existence. That I don't even know if I would accept another one. That's like during that time period we had Dragon Ball Evolution and then Avatar: The Last Airbender of like
Mm,
M Night Shyamalan's Avatar. I'm like, both of these just need to be wiped from people's memories because they are so bad. I am number 4 was on my list of I'm like, man, they do just need that one. I was gonna say for Aragon, I remember going to like the book fairs at school when we were kids, and
mm.
I bought the Aragon book that came with like the pendant necklace. I was so excited, and then the movie had just came out. I was like, I'm gonna go watch the movie. I'm wearing my necklace, and I watched the movie and I said, I don't
It makes it.
want
It's just like I don't even want to read the books because the movie was so bad. That's
no.
also I just feel like they just need to make another one. So it'll be like maybe I should go read the books. Maybe I should go read this lore and see what it's all about. But the movie was so bad. I'm just like I don't want to touch the books right now. I just want to leave them away.
Yeah,
Bad,
no,
bad,
exactly.
bad.
I'm the same way. For my movies, we got one that is getting a remake. It has been announced as a TV show.
Mm.
Different, no, it's a different story, but same characters, and that is Green Lantern. Green Lantern
Mm.
with Ryan Reynolds. Even he doesn't like to mention it. I think he said that he's wiped it from his memory. People bring it up, and he's like, "What movie? What movie are you talking about?" No, I don't think I've ever been in that one. And even though that's where he met his wife, Blake Lively, Green Lantern is a stain on the DC universe, and there's a lot of stains on the DC universe. But Green Lantern started. I feel like Green Lantern coming out in 2008 with Iron Man coming out was just like the start of DC's decade of shame, where Marvel took off, DC plummeted, and I
Mm.
think it started with Green Lantern.
I
And the
mean, they would
concept
have
of it
did
was
John
fine. It was
Stewart.
just
I mean, I think it would have been
this.
good.
Yeah, it would have been fine. Well, also, even with Ryan Reynolds, I think he does great as Hal Jordan. It's just the way they wrote the story. It was rushed. They didn't give
Mm,
enough shine to all the other Lanterns, where Hal Jordan was a
yeah.
rookie, and then they brought Parallax by movie one. That should have been like movie two at earliest, maybe even movie three for Hal Jordan, and then Sinestro becomes the Yellow Lantern afterwards. I'm just like,
Mm.
just not a good look for DC. And then speaking of not good looks for DC, recently we had a sequel to a movie that was actually really good and just needs another go. Not don't look at the second one, and that is Joker 2. The movie was poor. I was so hyped for this movie. It comes out on my
I think
birthday, and the
everybody
first
was.
yeah, I was so hyped for it, and after seeing it, I was like, I I don't know how I'm going to recover fully of that like excitement. I wish I had a memory wiper of like 2 hours and just wipe my memory and then just go back, not watch it, and then tell myself, write a note, say, hey, just don't. It's
But then
you want
you're
to have a
gonna
good
want to
birthday?
go
Don't
want
watch
to go
this one.
rewatch it, and then you're gonna be disappointed all over again.
Yeah, double disappointment. Yeah. So those are my movies is Green Lantern, Joker 2, and then I Am Number 4, which just needs another go.
What's up, guys? All right, now we're going into our box portion. What's kind of had us in our entertainment spheres, kept us as couch potatoes in our AC while it's hot and summery, the sun out there. Your host Max gonna start you off with his box, and I'm starting with the old school 2000 show, black leather, awesome superhero fantasy type S stuff. The name is Angel. Yes, I have been kind of binge watching that. I don't know why. I was scrolling through Hulu and I was like, "Hey, that looks like the guy from Bones," which I think it is him. It's just a younger version of him. And I was like, I want to watch it, and it's a spinoff of Buffy. And I was like, oh, did not know that. I don't really remember Buffy that well, but I've been watching it. It's pretty good. I'm thinking you try to just want to have that nostalgia vibe of like vampires and like a vampire hunter, like fighting off like demons and like witches and like warlocks and stuff like that for the safety of humanity. And then like he has his own little squad around him of like other like vampire hunters, like Cordelia, like she has like visions from like the power of beyond. That's like this person's in trouble, go save them, and then like Angelus goes saves them and stuff like that. And he has like two other guys that back him up that are human. One's a white guy, one's a black guy. I don't remember their names, even though I've been binge watching it. But yes, Angel's kind of just been in my sphere right now. I'm like in season 3. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I've just been binge watching it this week. It's been keeping me entertained. It's really, really good. You guys should go back and watch it. And if you want to watch something that's connected to that, is Buffy, because Buffy, I'm assuming it was still running at the same time Angel was, because like it'd be like Buffy's in trouble, Angel's gone for like 3 weeks. Buffy died, Angel's gone for like 3 months, but then Buffy's back alive. So it's definitely in sync with the Buffy show at that time and point. My second thing, of course, is Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV. I've just been watching it episode by episode since I caught up to it. This episode was pretty good. He's taking more risk of like bigger things to steal, having a higher score. He's like, I don't know if I'm just getting good at this or if I actually like it. So I like that like conundrum of it. This show actually, this episode, I mean, actually catches you up to the first thing that happened in the first episode, because like something happened, like you start here and he's like, this is how I got here. So like this episode finally catches up to the first scene that you first see. So that was pretty cool. But I'm like, give me another episode because now I want to know what's gonna happen after. So yes, I can't wait till next week to talk to you guys more about that stuff. It's exciting. Go watch it on Apple TV. It's so good. So good. It's awesome. It's so wonderful. The other thing that's kind of keeping me is I finally finished City Boy. The last 3 issues. It was good. It was good. I felt like it deserved more because this guy was so strong with his powers that Darkseid wanted him to reshape Earth for his new planet. So like he wanted it to connect all the cities of the world and simply make like Apocalypse with like the flames coming out and everything like that because he has the ability to do that. So I don't know if you scale this guy like planetary level or what, but I was just like, oh, that's cool. And then like he does it, and then like every city that he's been to, like every hero that's been there, is like trying to help him like fight through it and not like make the cities evil, like kind of use it for his own gain. And then it just like stops right there. And I'm like, what is this? This dude could have been awesome, like just traveling the whole DC world and looking through cities with this and like finding memories, being a detective. I don't know, something. It was just like, yeah, here's this. Okay, gone. 6 issues. No, I need it more. This dude has so much potential just to be like a street tier esque superhero. I think it would have been dope. So upset that it's only 6 issues. And now I can't read anymore upon it. I'm pretty sure he's going to show up as a side character somewhere else. Get out of here. The other thing that's kept me in is actually the show that I said should have been remade is The Brother's Son. That's probably why I put it in my little category right there. I watched all 8 episodes, binged it. It was good, but then you also know why I wanted to be remade. So I'm not going to go too much deeper detail about that. But I feel like you should go watch it so it can get remade. Netflix is like, oh, people like it. We should probably get a season 2. But yeah, you can. I really hope you do. It's actually really good. The main character is good. Blood Boots, he died. He shouldn't have died. Sing died. She shouldn't have died. But hopefully, TK and June could be the new Blood Boots and Zing. Those are my secondary favorite characters. I want to see more about them too. The brother, Charles' son, the other brother, he's alright. And then TK and June. That'd be dope. I mean, come on, people. Give me some help here. If we can get Young Justice back after 10 years, we can get the brother's son back. I'm just saying. And then last but not least, the thing that kept me in the box, you already know, comes out every Saturday on Disney Plus. Doctor Who, let's go. This wasn't even a Doctor-esque episode. It was a Ruby Sunday episode. It was really dope because you had this human guy that's like tricking Ruby, and you're like, kill that guy, Ruby. He doesn't deserve anything. Get rid of him. Let the alien take him out. But Ruby's like, I'm a good person. I can't do that. And then the freaking old lady that I can't remember her name, she breaks the fourth wall. She's like somehow in every episode of Doctor Who, past the future, same old lady. Nobody knows who it is. Guess what? Breaks the human guy out of jail. I'm like, you. Somebody needs to beat that old lady's ass, bro. She's not helpful. She's evil. Okay. But yes, that's what's kept me in the box. Cody, what you got for us?
Alrighty. So, for mine, some of these are throwbacks. Not many of them are new, but one of them is, and that's my movie for this week. Have you ever seen The Raid? Do you know what The Raid is? It's made by Gareth Evans.
Like Raid Redemption and all that?
Yep, Raid and Raid Redemption.
Yes.
So it's supposed to. That's like a phenomenal movie. The way it's made.
It freaking changed the whole actiony scene of Hollywood. Do you know how? If you watch that and then go watch like TV shows and movies after that was created, how much action scenes, like action, like combat they take. Oh my, yes, I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
So The Raid isn't the movie that I watched this week. It's by Gareth Evans, and it's supposed to be what was supposed to be not like a sequel, not connected whatsoever, but the spiritual successor of The Raid, I guess. And that is Havoc. Havoc is on Netflix right now. It stars Tom Hardy and Forrest Whitaker and Timothy Oliphant. And so 3 great actors made by Gareth Evans. And it did not hit, Mac. It did not hit. The story... It starts off with Tom Hardy's character. He's a crooked cop, and he wants to go and see his daughter on Christmas. No, sorry. It starts with the car chase. The CGI in this movie did not hit whatsoever. And I know it's one of those. Sometimes The Raid is the fight scenes are really good, but don't think about it too much. Like, why do they never run out of guns, ammo? Don't think about it. And why is there blood going absolutely everywhere? That's not realistic. Don't think about it. But the fight scene's phenomenal. And in this movie, the fight choreography is pretty good until it progresses to the second act of the movie, and it is almost just all guns. And just, I don't know, all the gun scenes, I was just like, all right, cool. You have a 6-shooter revolver, and you just shot 25 times, and no one's getting hit until the main character. Like, these main characters are bulletproof for like in all sense of the reason. Where like they're like six guys like, and they're just like dodge, missed me, me shoot once, kills you. I'm like, all right, but the fight scene's great. There's a scene in the club that they're at where everybody just starts fighting, whooping ass, and that scene is honestly amazing. It reminds you of the raid. But when you think of like, why am I invested in this movie? It's just it's not as good. Where like the story just does not carry as well. And I was really
Yeah.
looking forward to it because I'm really into MobLand right now with Tom Hardy. I was like, oh, another Tom Hardy movie. I love Tom Hardy. And this one, I was just like,
Yeah,
no,
that's the same
didn't
thing.
hit.
My brother said, shout out Michael. He was like, yeah, he watched it and he was like, no, not good. He's like, the movie's
No,
everywhere. There's no, he's same thing. He's like, there's no investment. The story goes nowhere. I was like,
mm-mm.
oh, so yeah, I kind of didn't even waste my time watching it. So I'm
Yeah,
definitely not wasting my time watching it with you saying
no,
that. Like it's
I gave it
oh
a
for
5
two
out of
right
10.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, it's just not good. But to rinse your mouth out a little bit after that, I got the most banger crime show you could watch, in my opinion.
Mm,
Mac might not agree, but it is my coup de grace, and that is
mhm,
Snowfall.
mm,
Snowfall ran from 2017 to 2013. No, 2023. Sorry, I think it had like 7 seasons, 6 seasons, maybe I
mm,
can't remember, but it had good many seasons. It basically follows the 80s to the early 90s of the crack epidemic in LA and how it became about. It's very loosely based off of true history, so if you're a history buff, you can go watch that. And there's three perspectives that constantly switch, and that is Franklin Saint, a just normal weed dealer that ends up in cahoots with Avi Drexler, who is a Israeli like arms dealer that can get him a plug for cocaine. And so then he starts doing cocaine, and he's like, "Oh, cocaine isn't a hood drug. It's like no one wants to do that. That's like rich white people drug." And then Franklin learns how to make crack. Up in like I think he goes to Stockton and he learns how to make crack, and then that causes everything to spark. And he starts making millions and millions of dollars back in the day, and then he has a handler, which is actually a CIA agent, Teddy McDonald's, Audrey Thompson, and you get to see his perspective as a CIA agent going through and funding the contraband or the Contra War in the South America wars. And at the same time, you have Gustavo, which is one of my favorite characters, El Oso, who started as a wrestler, a lucha libre, and then he starts helping the cartel in the show, and then he takes over and becomes a drug pusher. But this show is phenomenal, especially if you want to talk about aura. This Franklin Saint, man, he has so many quotable scenes that if you just look up like Franklin Saint edits anywhere, you're going to just get like aura farming after aura farming after aura farming. That man's got power. Honestly, one of my favorite shows. I loved it as it came out, and they're supposed to be making a spinoff. I'm not sure how
mm.
if I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'm gonna give it a go because if they can do what they did with Snowfall, they maybe they can do it again. Often they can't, but maybe they
I
can.
feel you. I feel you.
Yeah. Anime. I have a very like it's a kind of a chill, feel good anime. The one called Bottom Tier Character Tomozaki. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. 2 seasons. Basically, it follows this guy who's big nerd. He's basically a god at Smash Bros of that universe. It's called Attack Families, but it's Smash Bros. Um, there's this person that he always beats every time they fight. Constantly beats him, never lost. He is number one on the rankings. And the number two is like, hey, do you want to meet up? And he's like, okay, sure. Turns out it's the student council president, female, of course, of his school, and she's like Miss Perfect. And he's like, well, easy for you to say, like, you're Miss Perfect, this and that. And she's like, no, I'm not. I've fabricated everything about my life. Everything has been something that I've made perfect and done this and that. She's like, and you can do it too. So the show is about her taking him and basically making him not like popular, but I would say like acceptable, a normie almost,
Mm.
where she gives him like missions, almost like a game. She's like, all right, today's mission is start a conversation with 3 people, and he's dealing with that. He's like, how do I start a conversation with 3 people? And he goes through kind of like a lot of emotional roller coaster ish and challenges, and he develops who he is as a person, and he even has conflict with the main female character, where he's like, maybe I don't want to be calculated. Maybe I want to like use my own feelings to decide these decisions. And she's like, well,
Mm.
if you want to be a loser, go for it. And
Damn.
then it's just there's a lot of conflict, but also a lot of resolution. It's a good show where you're just like, wow, this kind of reminds me of like people in high school, and I'm just like, wow, some people. I wonder if this is what they felt like when they're like couldn't strike up conversations. I don't know. So, good show. Bottom tier character Tomazaki. And then I have a manhwa recommendation, and that is Surviving the Game as a Barbarian. And this is a web novel written by Jung Yoon Kang, and the artist is Han Tae Soo in Midnight Studio. It's basically a Korean manhwa that is about a guy that is constantly sick. And when he's sick, he's in the hospital. He plays video games, one being called Dungeons and Stone, and he plays this game for like 20 plus years. No one's ever beaten it, and he's like, I'm going to beat this. You can play as different characters like a fairy, magician, dwarf, elf. I think barbarian's the main one, of course, and I think normal human. And so he plays as barbarian, and he makes it to the final boss room. And when he makes it to the final boss room, he's then transported to the world of the game, Dungeon Stone, and it turns out he's not the only one. Like there's been multiple people all over the
Mm.
globe, but different servers has had different difficulties. So the Korean server was 100% difficulty. Everyone else was on lower difficulty, and they're like, "Wow, what difficulty did you make it on?" He's like, "What are you talking about? There's only one difficulty." And they're like, "Huh, yeah, you must be lying. Like no one's ever beat the hardest difficulty." And basically, it's a good manhwa where he goes through this like the challenges of knowing everything and like knowing the maps and the different dungeon like levels and where to find all this hidden loot. But also the caveat to that is everyone in this world that is found to be an evil spirit, which is a human transported into this world, killed instantly. As soon as you're found out to be an evil spirit, they execute you immediately. So he has to pretend to be a real barbarian, which is funny because he has to act like a barbarian, and barbarians' intelligence are like kind of low. They also have a funny feature where, like, when a barbarian swears on their like honor, it's like no one questions it because like a barbarian would rather die than go against their honor. This man be lying the entire time. He's like, "Oh, I
That's what you
swear on
gotta
my
do.
honor that it is this." Because he's like, "I don't give a fuck about my honor." Um, but it's good. I think it's got a little bit over 100 chapters, but honestly, really good. They get different skills. You get to see different skills, different types of um, party like makeup or like constitution of different parties, like what who's in the different parties. So you have like a guide, a mage, a beast girl, the barbarian, a dwarf, and then another party will have like 2 mages, a range dealer, a attack, and a tank. So it goes through that. Different skills, different essences, and yeah, just overall been pretty good. And it's still coming out, but you have plenty to read. 100 plus chapters. I say that is it's one of my like current ones I look forward to every week. I'm like, oh, what's happening this week in this chapter? So surviving the game as a
Nice,
barbarian.
nice,
Yep. And
nice.
that's all I got for my box. All right, next up we got the news. First thing on my news list is, have you ever heard of the Annecy Festival?
Mm,
No. Okay, so this is my first year hearing about it. Apparently, it's an annual festival, goes for about a week. This one's in June 8th to June 14th, and it's a animation festival. So different countries submit like short stories, shows, and it's a festival of these shows, and they have like their own awards. And this year, the reason I heard about it is because I saw a video on YouTube talking about it, and it's basically the creators of Cartoon Network are going to be on there for, or like different creators. So like uh, Jendi Tartovsky, who created Dexter Laboratory, Craig McCracken, who created Powerpuff Girls, Pendleton Ward, Adventure Time, Rebecca Sugar, Steven Universe, J.G. Quintel, Regular Show, and Anna Muto, Adventure Time, Fiona, and Cake. All of them are coming to this one to celebrate 25 years of Cartoon Network and how it was as a studio, and they're covering the history and the future and the enduring legacy of Cartoon Network. And if you guys don't know, Cartoon Network was technically shut down, I think, maybe a year or two ago, where there's one show, and it's like the Three Bears. It's like a spinoff of the Three Bears. That's the only show being made currently by Cartoon Network. But as a studio, mainly, it's been shut down. So hopefully, this will allow us to have it as it comes back. Hopefully, it comes back. Secondary to that is Sydney Sweeney has a new movie coming out. Is no announcement of when, but is about a game that me and Mac might play on the channel in the future called Split Fiction. Split Fiction is a game that is made by the same studio of It Takes Two, a very popular co-op game. And it's been so popular since release in March that it has a movie announced already, and Sydney Sweeney is going to be starring in it, along with the Wicked's director, John M. Chu, and Deadpool and Wolverine screenwriters. So, yeah, Sydney Sweeney's gonna be in the Split Fiction movie. I'm looking forward to it.
Why are they making a movie so fast?
I guess it was that popular. Honestly, the game concept, I want us to play it soon, whether we record it or not, just because of it basically blends a bunch of different genres into one as a game. And I'm like, it's a co-op.
I like Sydney Sweeney. I don't know if she would have been the actress I chose for this. But I mean, we'll see what she can do. We'll see what she can do.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of famous actors, Austin Butler has a new movie called Caught Stealing, coming out August 29th. This one is the reason it piqued my interest is the cast. The cast of it is insane. As Zoe Kravitz, Liev Schreiber, who played Sabretooth back in Wolverine Origins, Bad Bunny, Matt Smith, Mac's favorite, the 11th Doctor, Regina King, who is a phenomenal and pioneer of black female actresses, and then Kingpin himself, Vincent D'Onofrio, is in this movie.
This is a cast. Holy shit.
Yeah, insane cast. But it basically takes Austin Butler, who is a former famous baseball player, and he doesn't make it, and then he has to go into a life of crime. And so it takes place in the 90s in New York City. So it's a 90s New York City crime movie about a former baseball player who's played by Austin Butler. So I'm looking forward just for the cast. If it flops with this cast, then I'm blaming the director. That's the only, with that cast, that's insane. Another show that has a pretty good cast coming out. This cast isn't like A-listers, but they have some good people in it. Is Countdown with Jensen Ackles. Amazon Prime comes out June 25th and is about an LAPD officer who is recruited to a secret task force of undercover agents. In the cast, they have Jessica Camacho, who is in Sleepy Hollow and The Flash, Taken, Watchmen, Bosch. She's just in a lot of like good, solid shows. Eric Dane, who plays Mark Sloan in Grey's Anatomy. And this one is going to hurt my brain, but Taliaulu Latukefu, who is I think he's Kiwi. He's from New Zealand, and he plays Young Rock in the Young Rock show. He plays like the teenager adult Rock. And he's also in Alien Covenant. He's in there as well. And I forgot to add one more. Oh wait, Violet Bean, who was Jesse Quick in The Flash. She's in there as well.
Oh dang, she's gonna be in there. That's dope.
Solid cast coming in this one. Do you remember we talked about Ben 10 for a bit last episode?
I do.
Yeah, so
I do remember that.
This I went and looked for some reason. I saw an announcement. I saw on Reddit that they were talking about Ben 10 having like a lot of things coming out this year, and I was like, what? Ben 10 with new stuff this year? And one of the things that they were talking about is Dynamite Comics, who did The Boys, is coming out with a Ben 10 comic book. Yeah.
Mm.
Remember we were talking about Ben 10 coming with a comic book? So
Well,
they're coming with
yes,
the
I
comic
do.
book and also coming one with Captain Planet. They're doing a Captain Planet comic book as well. So that's just a small snippet. No information has been released about it. I just know that it's coming with a comic book. So I'm looking forward to that. And then last on my list is Chief of War. It's a Apple TV show, and it is about the it takes place in like 18th century Hawaii, and is about all the islands of Hawaii before they're unified as like the islands
Mm.
of Hawaii. And it stars and is co-written by Jason Momoa. It's gonna have like 9 episodes coming out August 1st, and it's basically about all the history of Hawaii right before it was unified
So we're gonna
as a
get King
single kingdom.
Kamehameha in it.
I'm pretty sure,
That
yeah,
that
it's
that's a
supposed to be
bad
in there.
motherfucker to unify all them
Yeah,
islands. That
no,
motherfucker said, "Hey,
yeah. So
that's a bad
I'm
motherfucker."
excited for
Bad
that one. It's
motherfucker.
coming out in August. But that's all I got for news. What you got, Mac?
My news is pretty much just like 5 movies that are coming out. I will start off with the one I am least excited for. It is the one I'm kind of least excited for is I guess it's a TV show. I lied. One TV show, season 4, is Resident Alien. It's a good show. It's a Peacock original. Got Peacock, go watch it. I cannot remember the main guy who's in there. He's been in a lot of stuff, but essentially the main process is like this alien who crash landed on Earth, and then he's like, I have to like fit in, so like they don't pretty much dissect him, and he tries to fit in until like he can find a way off Earth. It's Alan Tudyk that plays the main guy. He played a lot of stuff: Knight's Tale, Moana, Dodgeball, Firefly. He's played a lot of stuff, but he plays the main like alien guy. So like he just basically crash lands on Earth, like tries to figure stuff out how to get off of Earth, but then he has to save Earth. But then he actually likes the people that's around him and everything like that. But season 3 left off like him being tricked into a prison cell, and then season 4 is like it starts off with like this guy who like shapeshifts into him, pretends it's him, and then he escapes the prison, comes back, but he's trapped in his human body. So like he has all the things like a human would have now. So like his girlfriend comes back, but he doesn't find her attractive anymore because he's not an alien either. So it's like stuff like that that like season 4 seems like it's gonna deal with, which is gonna be interesting. I am looking forward to it. Resident Alien is good. It's a pretty good like funny sitcom, feel good entertainment show. Go watch it. Sign up for Peacock original baby. Let's go. The other one is I think it's like a documentary type movie. It's Wick is Pain, and it goes through how difficult it was to try and make that first John Wick and all like the money issues they were going through and everything like that, and like they might have to like disband the whole movie franchise and all just all the bad stuff they had to go through to make one of the greatest action franchises of the 2010s and 2020s, pretty much in the last decade. So it's going to be like a documentary of that. I want to go watch it just because I've heard stories of what they had to go through to make the first one, and to like see what they had to go through, and then to see where it's at now. I feel like it's going to be crazy. The other one I would say is the Wayfinders. Never really even heard of this until I just kind of just scrolling through YouTube, and it's pretty much about like these 3 high school friends. It seems like I don't even know their friends. I kind of just watched the trailer twice. They seem like they're friends, but they like solve this puzzle. Looks like the thing from Treasure Island. Just saying, they take a lot of stuff from Treasure Island, but nobody wants to give it its flowers. It's a great movie. Go watch it. Or Treasure Planet, not Treasure Island. But yes, great movie. It's like a sphere puzzle thing they have to figure out, and when they figure it out, it transports them into like back in like medieval mythic knight esque fantasy, fire breathing dragon esque type world. And like there's like a whole prophecy of like 3 like wizards or like 3 strangers from another world will come or whatever. So like people think they're the prophecies and like that to like try and survive and like find a way back home. And it's like just three high school kids that are friends that are just seems like they're just trying to make their way through this fantasy world that they got trapped into. So it seems like it'll be pretty fun. It'll be pretty fun. The other thing that kind of had me like want to watch it. Luckily, it's going to be on Prime. It's going to be a film, so Amazon Prime. But it was the cast of it because it had my guy Nick Mohammed. He plays in freaking Ted Lasso. If you haven't seen Ted Lasso, go watch it. He plays Nate the Great. He's so good at it. He could have had a better character arc, but I feel like they were running out of seasons and they're just kind of like, we got to rush his character redemption
Yeah,
arc.
the very
Because,
end of his
yeah,
his what is it called? Like not the recovery, but his redemption arc. Where it's
yeah,
like, wow, I'm glad that he's back, but God, did I hate this guy? I loved him so
yeah,
much, and then hated him so much, and then I loved. I was like, all right, welcome back. I was like,
yeah.
all right, yeah, Nate's a great. What a character.
He's one of the main characters. You have Bryce Dallas Howard. She's one of the main characters, and you have Orlando Bloom. And it's basically they're three improv characters who get roped into having to be real undercover cops for like the government and stuff like that. And so they're just like, just do improv. So they're going into like meetings doing improv. They're like trying to get out of stuff doing improv. So it just seems like it's going to be a funny action comedy esque type movie on Prime. So I mean, you don't even have to go buy a ticket. Just get Prime. Watch it in your living room. Seems like it's going to be pretty dope. The one thing that's on Netflix that I like, it was pretty cool trilogy, but Thai loves it. I didn't even really know who this girl was that was playing the main character, but Mathai was like, oh, Mathai's my little brother, you guys didn't know. He's like, oh, this is the girl from Stuck in the Middle. This is the girl from Borderlands. This is the girl from Love and Monsters. Her name is Ariana Greenblatt. And I guess she's going to be playing one of the main characters in there, but it's called Fear Street Prom Queen. If you haven't seen the other three previous Fear Streets, go on Netflix. It's like literally dropped it like week by week by week, which was pretty cool. But the originals was like a trilogy, and it starts in modern day time, and it goes back to like see where like the original curse came from, because they're like two towns that are like right next to each other, and like one is like horrible, cursed, people die. The other town is like perfectly lovely. This is where all the rich people and stuff are at. And so it goes based off of like that. And that's what the original trilogy was. And it's like, they say this one's not connected, but it's in the same town as like the first three was. So it's kind of connected. It's Shady Side is the like the town that it's gonna be in. So they break the curse ish. The ending was like somebody found the book, so we don't really know if this is going to connect to the book, but they say it's not going to connect to the other three, so I don't know. But it's good. I just want to see, because it is like the first three were like, okay, they were pretty good. I like this slasher escort thing. So like this one is another one that I guess is supposed to be a couple years later, and it's called Fear Street Prom Queen. It's not on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, bootleg it. If you just want to try Netflix for free, try Netflix for free. Then watch the original trilogy and then come back to this. I hope they make a trilogy out of this one. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or one off, that'd be pretty cool. If this one's good, I hope they keep going with the rest of the franchise. And then the one thing I'm most excited for some reason I might have talked about this last week. I don't know, but I'm just super excited for it. And it's Now You See Me 3. I seen the freaking trailer for it. I was like, it took them forever. I love
Yeah,
magic.
I
I don't know
am
how to do
hyped
magic, but
for
I
this
love it.
one.
Yeah. And like
That
it's
one always made me like, I gotta learn how to do like sleight of
right.
hand or something like that. And then I was like, all right, this is too hard. I cannot do this. I'm sorry.
Not for me, not for me. But I'll watch
Not for
it.
me. Not
I'll
really.
be
But it looks
entertained.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they bring back all the original four horsemen, even homegirl with the red hair, and I'm like, yes. So glad they're bringing her back, because like I hated the excuse they used why she wasn't in the second one, because she was just pregnant in real life, and so she's like, I'm not about to do this with my baby in my belly. Responsible choice. I like that. But they bring her back.
I don't blame her
Yeah,
for doing
they,
it.
that was pretty good. So they bring her back, and I was like, "Oh, cool." But then, like, he leaves, and like he goes and recruits three other magicians. But then his three original come back and like save him. So it's gonna be like this whole big thing. It's another rich family. All I say is, if this dude's good, if this does good, I would love to see a fourth one of them going against another group of magicians Or like, I would love to see something like that. That would be really dope. Just honestly, because I feel like if they go against another group of magicians, we're just gonna see more cool magic stuff. That'd be awesome. But yes, that is all I have for my news. Sorry they keep being movies, guys. I swear. Maybe one day we'll have something
I
other
swear,
than
eventually
movies.
they won't be movies. No, they'll always be movies.
I'm a movie and
All
TV
right.
guy. What you want from me?
Yeah, it's a movie for TV podcast. I don't know what you guys want. I'm sorry. No, please don't go, please. All right, for box battles next week, we got Faces of Studios. So we're going to do a series of each week. We're going to do different studios: Marvel, DC, Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network, those kind of faces, and we're going to choose which one we think is the main characters of these. So Max will bring his face of Nickelodeon next week. I'll bring my face, who I think it is, and we'll decide who's the main franchise face, billboard, poster boy of Nickelodeon. And next week we'll do another one. So, without further ado, that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate your time, your energy, your viewership. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.